We were down a driver today in Baku, media day here on Thursday, where there's also marketing and engineering that he's doing. And George Russell missed it all because he is unwell. So Mercedes saying he's resting up ahead of track action starting on Friday. And they're confident he should be fine. But don't forget, Valtteri Bottas is pretty experienced if he needs to jump in for a session in the Mercedes this weekend. But it wasn't really a big day of news that George missed, in all honesty. One of the big talking points was about driving guidelines again, which we've had over the last few race weekends. After Williams successfully petitioned for a right to review Carlos Sainz's penalty in Zandvoort, where they managed to get that penalty rescinded for his collision with Liam Lawson, Sainz was asked about it, but a number of drivers were also asked about the way that penalties come about, the way the stewards steward the sport. A big talking point was permanent stewards could well be the answer, but not every driver is in favour of that. But also, it's really interesting to hear most of the drivers saying that they just ignore the driving guidelines. They know what they say, they sort of make some sense, but they don't have time to think about them in the heat of battle. And what they do is they drive to what they think is fair. And for many, they think that's worked pretty well. Not everyone, of course. You look at Ollie Behrman, who did say he takes the same approach, but he's now on 10 penalty points after picking up some in Monza 2 weeks ago. So he is 2 penalty points away from a race ban, which would be very damaging to his first full rookie season with Haas. But he said he's going to have to rein it in a bit. If he's in a similar situation, wheel-to-wheel combat, he's going to have to pull out certain moves to make sure there's not a risk of a penalty. He can't, avoid every situation, but he's going to have to try his best to make sure that he's not involved in anything this weekend and for a number of weekends moving forward. It will be Mexico, and after that race at Mexico City, that the points start to drop off that will give him a bit of breathing space. But heading into this weekend, another big talking point is something that could be completely sewn up that won't cost anyone any races, I can tell you that. It will probably get a few bonuses in place because it's McLaren's Constructors' Championship. Already, McLaren can win that title if they outscore Ferrari by 9 points and don't lose 12 points or more to Mercedes or 33 points or more to Red Bull. They will be champions this weekend. And the way the season's gone, only once has any of those three scenarios actually come to pass in Canada. So it looks very likely that McLaren might well do it. And that'll be a new record with 7 races still to run after this one. So McLaren feeling very confident heading into this weekend. But it's Baku. We've seen chaos here before. Anything can happen. It's one that you don't want to miss.